10th Planet Austin.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to 10PATX Radio. I'm here with special guest, Brandon McCaghren, Black Belt.
Hello, my friend. Be careful, don't injure yourself. Wow.
Ah!
That was a very aggressive and happy introduction. Thank you.
I'm aggressive and happy, buddy.
You sure are.
Aggressive.
Whoa!
It's an amazing day. It's Friday, September 29th. We're at the luxurious On It Studios, padded rooms.
This says public telephone on the outside of this door.
Wink, wink.
It's a tiny little room, but it's got the carpet. We got shag carpet on the walls. We got some football and some Garfield and
got
some
it all.
Ancient phones over on the left, like when people still had their phones plugged into the wall.
Still working on that giant werewolf, but
it's coming
I'll get
though.
one of those.
I feel like it's probably going to happen.
It's in the writing on the wall.
You got your hair just like you like it today. It looks pretty good.
So was yours, by the way.
Nice and long.
When you
and
came off the
luxurious.
plane, I was like, "Damn, you got a fresh shave."
I shaved it right before I got on the plane.
Yeah,
I skint it down for you.
skint it.
'Cause I'm so bald now that if I let my hair grow any, I look more bald than if I don't have hair.
You should sing that. I'm so bald now. If I let my hair grow. Give me one.
I'm so bald now. If I let my hair grow at all. Like that.
Bam!
That was pretty good.
If you guys don't know, in addition to being a black belt stud, walking around swinging a huge black belt everywhere, he's a beautiful singer, a musician. Brandon McCaghren has written some of my favorite songs. Eddie. No, what's it called? What's my favorite one? One of my favorite songs, I Submitted Eddie.
I Dominated Eddie.
I Dominated Eddie. God damn, that was good, man.
That I was a little nervous when I sent that. So I just wrote that the day, like the night of the Metamoris match.
Oh shit!
And then I put it on the 10WO.
And
that's all I ever put. That's all I ever put it out, because I just thought y'all would think it was funny.
Well,
and I was a little nervous when it started getting public, because I was worried that Hoyler or Hoist might come and beat me up.
Knock on your door. You wrote a song about my brother.
They seem like they kind of.
What you write a song about my brother for?
Get rowdy.
Do some Brazilian. I would hoist down at your door.
Hey, Brana, I understand you're going to have a problem with my brojinho. And I'm not going to like when you do that one, so not going to just give the punch to you.
You need to take it down right now. Holy shit, man. So you flew in yesterday?
Yep.
From the greatest God's country.
Yes, right. North Alabama, Decatur.
Mm-hmm.
That's
into
where
the
my
other
lovely
God
gym
country,
is.
Texas.
That's right.
Ain't
Very
more proud than
very
Texas.
united in spirit, Texas and Alabama.
You know,
pretty
I
much
learned
the
the other
same
day?
place.
Texas, the capital of Texas, is bigger than the White House.
Wait, the Capitol building for the state
Capitol
of
building in
Texas?
Austin, I guess, is bigger than the White House. I was taller.
That doesn't surprise me.
Taller.
That's what they say. Everything's bigger in
Yeah,
Texas,
like,
right?
Nah, you're not.
That's
gonna
why you
trump us.
came here.
Had to. Had to. Dude, are you pumped about this weekend or what, man?
I'm really pumped up, dude. I'm really glad to be here. I always like coming out here, man. Like, first of all, the facility here is like out of control. It's fabulous. So, and then I got to sit in and learn from you twice already since I've been here.
Learn from you as well.
We did your
Pleasure.
class last night, and I got to watch you. You have a really like beautiful and unique way, not just of teaching, but of running your program. It's eye-opening to me because it's really different than the way I do things. But there's a lot for me to learn from you. So I'm always eager to get around you and see what you're up to. I like your culture you've built here. It's a place where like anybody can come train. It's not just like a
At every level.
Yeah,
You could be a casual practitioner, just want to have some fun, and that's really our main goal is to be open to that person. But you could also be a serious beast, literally the beast.
Literally in there right now, the beast in there right now.
Yeah, we
the
walked in
UFC
today,
champion
and
is in there.
Cody No Love's here today. We have Derek Lewis here today. Danny Castillo's here today. Lance Armstrong was here today. God, there's a lot of people here today. Brandon McCaghren was here today.
The most
Stephen
importantly,
Eakin, Jacob Lee. Let's go on and on and on.
Yeah, you could keep going if you wanted to, but once you said Brandon, that was pretty much, you weren't going to say anything cooler than
hit
that.
the A-list right away.
You probably just should have stopped there.
on my way down. So what? This is on Invitational 5, but you've been to most of them, haven't you?
I've been to all but one of them.
Which one did you miss?
The one that Schaub and Callan did, I think it was 3.
2.
The one they did together.
2 probably then.
Okay. Yeah, so I was supposed to be on the card. I was at the top of the card for the first one, remember?
Okay. Yeah.
And then
You refereed with me.
yeah, but I was supposed to be on the card as one of the guys, and I jacked my neck up like a week and a half or 2 weeks out or something like that.
Son of a bitch, this sport.
Yeah, I already got a messed up neck anyway. That was the first time I had ever had to pull out of something because of injury.
You are a father.
And then I just did it again here recently. Yeah. I was like, you know what, I'm not going to compete anymore. And then I got a call from Fight to Win. Not a call, but a message from Fight to Win.
You got the call?
And I was like, okay, I'll do it. They needed somebody on short notice. Like, I'll do it. And then I did it again. I didn't hurt my neck, but I have a collarbone, like an AC joint injury that kind of creeps around on me.
Man, I broke my collarbone.
So I had to do it again. And so 2 times now I've had to pull out due to injury. And I think that's a sign.
Like, no more competition.
Because I don't love it enough to even be doing it in the first place. I like to watch it.
Man, and
I love to do jiu-jitsu. I don't care about competing that
I
much.
can't get injured, so I got to be careful with the competitions, but even more careful with the white belts. I can't afford to get injured.
It's the training for competition is the problem.
Man.
It's not the competition itself.
Yeah.
I'll be sore the day after competition, but just like my muscles are sore. I've never been injured in the competition.
Yeah,
but I can't.
But you're
think
saying
of,
doing the hard rounds, building up to it.
Yeah, making yourself into the kind of man who deserves to be out there competing in the first place. I'm an old man now, you know.
We're getting there.
I'm 37. And 2 kids. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you got 2 kids, you're old. So I got
That's
2.
just keeping me young.
That's why you're still young and virile. That's where all the hair is still there.
Made for my kids. I don't have kids, obviously. Crazy, man. So, yeah, you've seen the evolution. Tomorrow's number 5, and we're stoked to have you here and have you back. Stoked to put on another awesome show. We're doing everything we can to make this the best viewer experience. We'd like to bring in huge names, but right now we're just bringing in savages. And we got some good names. We got Vince Barbosa. He's going against Lucas Valente, 2 of the top guys in Texas. And then we got Jordan Hawley.
I am so stoked about that match, about the Lucas and Vince match.
Yeah.
Lucas went up against PJ, so he was in the tournament last time.
He runner up to 170.
And he smoked his way through the tournament to the final where he came up against PJ Barch.
Yes.
And
Tempe Springfield.
PJ Barch. No, he's Spring Valley.
Spring Valley, my bad. Yeah.
Yes, Spring Valley in the San Diego area. PJ Barch is the real deal. And Valente took him all the way to the overtimes.
Yeah.
And had PJ in some trouble. It was an incredible match. So
if he kept playing that,
if he can play that way with
guard,
PJ, he can do that to anybody.
Yeah. And PJ hit the chemtrail on him.
Yep, that's how
dope.
I think that's how he ended up finishing him off.
Back
right?
game on that. Yeah.
Yep.
And then we have 2 in the other main event is Jordan Hawley versus Chance Broad.
Is it Holly or Holy?
Jordan Hawley, I guess. I'm sorry, Jordan.
I've been saying Holy.
I think it's Jordan Hawley.
How many L's we got in
1.
there? I'm going to go with Holy.
Jordan Hawley, and he is a man of God, not afraid to talk to you about Jesus, as he should be. And he's on a roll right now, man. He's just been crushing.
Yeah.
Crushing.
But he's got to go against an On-It champion.
Yeah, and they're both On-It champions. Jordan Hawley won the On-It World Open 155, and Chance Broad won the 155 tournament that Lucas was at as well. That same
day.
Yeah, Chance Broad made his way to the finals.
That was a good bracket that Chance won too. He had to beat Sheridan, who's kind of like a teammate of his. I don't think they train together every day, but they're like in the same affiliation.
Yep.
And then Sean Applegate was in that.
Yep.
Sheridan beat Sean to get there.
Overtime escape.
Yeah, that was a dope
tournament.
The
thing. So there's some differences in EBI versus On Invitational. On Invitational, our early rounds are shorter, and we give you less overtime opportunity. So there's some complaints about it. Yeah, you don't have enough time to set shit up. Maybe overtime becomes just about the escape, but what we want to see is total domination. You want first round? It's the first round. You need to go out there and submit the dude. Don't wait for the overtime. Get her done.
Just go out there and
Well,
and there's going to be there should be mismatches in the first round anyway. So you should go out there and clean house.
We want to really see some submissions. We want to see them in regulation, And then you only have 6 minutes or so in that first round. Get it done. And then overtime's just one round. So you can't count on that overtime. You can't sit there and go, oh, I'm just going to wait it out and get that.
Yeah, I think that's the mistake Sean made against Sheridan in their match.
Take it to the.
Sean threw a lot of heat at him in regulation, and then just Sheridan's defense was just on point, on point. And then in overtime, he had the longer ride time Sheridan did.
What's going on? You gonna pull up the old Instagram live?
No, I'm just gonna go ahead and.
You guys are on Facebook right now, and you also want to be on Instagram. Do it all. Watch us on Facebook Live. Go on Instagram Live. Mad downloads. Came to this realization, Brandon was telling me, the more you see his face, the more money he makes. So if you guys could share this, share Brandon's face a lot, it'll help him get paid.
Yeah, I'm trying to get rich on the internet, so whatever we got to do to make that happen.
Aren't we all? So, Brandon, in addition to being a pop star, a black belt,
a pop star,
you got very soft hands. What else do people not know about you? Give us some information about yourself that maybe someone not on the 10WO would know.
Things about me that you might not
share
know.
with us.
I pretty much make myself public, so I don't know if there's that much left. I'm kind of what you see is what you get.
Some people remember you from that dude coming to your gym and challenging you. That was pretty viral. That happened to Chai later on too. That was kind of funny.
That's happened to a lot of people.
Don't you fucking dare come to my school and challenge me.
I want you to. I want somebody to do it today.
We got swords here. Aubrey will come out with swords. Chop your ass up. It's not that kind of school. Don't come here.
Don't come here, player. Yeah, that video ended up getting I know it's got over 1.5 million views now.
I think it was on CNN.
No, it was not.
It was on Fox News.
It might have been. It might have been fake news.
White supremacist. They spun it funny. Alabama supremacist.
Yeah, that sounds about right. They fake newsed me up.
You got a couple kids?
Got 2. I got a 12-year-old son. I got a 9-year-old daughter.
You run a couple schools?
Gorgeous wife,
dude,
that I've been married to for 16 years. We've been together pretty much since we were kids.
Yeah, math, whole life.
Yeah, pretty much. But we started dating when we were 16, 17.
Dang.
So we grew up together. She's my favorite.
See,
She's
true love is out there, people. Some of you guys out there think it's not real, doesn't exist. It's just in Disney movies.
It exists.
Brandon McCaghren's living proof that there's true love out there.
Yeah, I think it's a skill set. Like marriage is a skill set, just like anything else. Like if you want to be a black belt at anything, so we use the word black belt because it's like a world that we both know. Mm-hmm. But if you wanted to be a black belt level guitar player, how would you do it? The same way you got your black belt in jiu-jitsu. Drill, learn from people who know more than you, drill it, study it, go out and make mistakes.
Sleep with it.
Lick it.
it.
You got to do that
Rub
to your guitar on occasion. You need that. A good guitar really needs to be licked, right?
Fondled.
But then the same thing is true with a marriage, right? You learn from people who know more than you or have more success in it than you. Drill it, practice it,
lick it,
and then go through failures and grow from them and learn from them and just try to be better when you wake up the next day.
Hell yeah, man.
So you can get good at anything. That's the process.
Is that how you start out? What do you tell white belts when they start? You're really good about the intake process, I feel like. When you bring someone into your team, how do you set the stage for their growth?
I tell them don't be the guy who comes in 5 times a week for the first 2 months. So you know Casey Halstead, who's like one of my best friends. He tells everybody the opposite. So he takes the opposite approach, and we both have really similar results actually. But he goes the opposite direction. He's like, I want you to come every day, all day if you can. He wants you there every single time the doors are open for the whole time. But what I see is, we live in a real blue collar community. Mm-hmm. So people are exhausted. They're working physical jobs. We live in a slave environment
in the modern world. Yeah,
it's true. That's true.
Yeah.
That's a whole different topic, isn't it? But so these people are exhausted. They've worked real physical jobs all day. They come in and then they go through this, especially as a white belt and a new guy, just
got their ass kicked all day.
Getting
their ass kicked
even worse. And you just got your butt kicked even worse in jiu-jitsu. And so I tell people, look, man, let's just get you in here 2 or 3 times a week, but make yourself a pattern and give yourself this rule that you have to follow. Like, what do you do? Don't say, I'm going to come twice a week. I'll come twice next week. Oh, what days are you going to come? I don't know yet. I have to see what my schedule does. No. Schedule it in. Make it part of your routine and start to build habits like Tuesday at 6, this is what I do. Thursday at 6, this is what I do. And then as you start, now you're not going to be so sore the next week. You're not going to be so blown out the next week. We're going to slowly start to work our way into, letting jiu-jitsu work for you instead of you working for jiu-jitsu. Because you don't want to be a slave to jiu-jitsu, right? You want jiu-jitsu to do the work for you.
Became a slave to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, well, me too in a lot of ways. But, that's kind of funny you say that. Like, the reasons that I do jiu-jitsu are a lot different than the reasons I used to. Like my I guess my reasons for showing up every day are a lot different than they used to be. I don't care about being the baddest dude in the world anymore. You know what I mean? I do it for my mental health, for my physical health, just to keep myself onto healthy ways of thinking and seeing the world and trying to break down the philosophies of how I want to get through the next day.
Hell yeah.
Anyway.
Well, tell me another story. Tell me a story about your childhood, Brandon.
A story about my childhood.
One that really stands out.
All right, I'll tell you a story about my childhood. There was, so when you grow up in the country, when I'm talking about the country, I went to a high school, a public high school that had 500 people K through 12. Like this is the country. So you kind of probably grew up in a
small
pretty
town, Alaska.
similar situation.
We had less than that, but yeah.
Yeah, so small place, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you go to these rural schools, public schools like this, there's some gentlemen who aren't really scholars. They've failed a couple of grades. They're 16 in the 8th grade, these kind of guys. So we had a guy like this. And one time I was sitting at the lunch table, and this gentleman comes up behind me. And now, something you need to know about me is that I hate to be dirty. I don't like to be dirty. Unless we're like going to go, okay, now it's time to get dirty. Yeah. But like, if
otherwise you want to be clean.
Otherwise I want to be clean.
Shaved head.
Yes.
Polished.
For the most part. I don't know about polished.
Mr.
I just don't want my hands sticky. I don't want stuff on my face. Don't do that. This guy comes up behind me at lunch. He takes a piece of the cheese off of his cheeseburger.
Ooh.
He balls it up.
Making me hungry.
And he shoves it in my ear.
Oh, cheese ear.
And I just
sat
there and took it. That's a story about my childhood.
God.
I don't know why that's the first story that came to my head.
You guys I asked Andrew Craig to tell me a story. He told me a story about missing the bus.
Yeah. That's the stuff I know. The first story that came to my mind, I can't tell you because it's going to make somebody that I love look bad.
Oh, man.
But, and then that same guy, he smacked my best friend across the mouth one time. Whack, right in the middle of math class. Mr. Westmoreland got up and left I don't know what Mr. Westmoreland did. I guess he had to go to the bathroom. And so we're in there with no teacher. And this dude got up, walked across the room, just whack,
I worry shit like that's going to happen when I leave class.
That's what happens here when you leave class.
Step out of class and the fucking kids go nuts. Slapping each other, putting cheese in each other's ears.
That's what happens when you leave, man. So moral of the story is
you got cheese stuffed in your ear.
That
you
guy's
just
a
want
loser
to become a black belt.
Kinda, maybe that was.
I wish we had the budget to have like little stories drawn. Like when you tell the story, and then we'd have a little story playing, and it could be a young Brandon McCaghren, just studious, working hard, and this big bully just glops some cheese in his hand, walks up to you, and packs it in your ear.
So he does this. He stuffs the cheese in my ear. He smacks my best friend in the face. I just sat there and watched him.
Kiss your mom next.
I sat there and watched him, and he just constantly just picking. Then in the coming weeks, I was getting picked on all the time. Another guy, I was a big basketball fan. I bought this Charlotte Hornets hat. Right, this is back when the Charlotte Hornets were still a thing. NBA basketball team. Fitted hat.
Cool logo.
Yeah. Fitted hat. Muggsy Bogues was playing for him. Larry Johnson. I was excited. First day I wore it to PE out on the softball field. And this dude comes up. He takes it off my head. I'm like, come on, dude, give me my hat back. You know, I hate to be dirty, Curtis. He fills it up with sand. He fills my new hat with sand.
Man, you've never let that go.
And he tried to put it back on my head. And I got in a fight with him, a fist fight.
Yeah.
And I broke my hand because I don't know how to throw. I'm just a little wuss.
Yeah.
I had no idea how to throw a punch. I broke my hand, the bone on my pinky side, boxer's fracture. And he probably kicked my butt, you know. I remember we went back to the gym and we're waiting on the bus, and we didn't get in trouble. Teacher just made us shake hands at the end. He grabbed my hand and just squeezed it. He could see how bad it hurt me. And we went back to the gym, and I was sitting there talking to one of my friends, and I knew I'd got my butt kicked. And, you know, it wasn't like a brutal beating, but I knew I'd lost the fight, right? And I was like, what do you think, man? Did that guy kick my butt? And he goes, yeah, man.
You lost that one.
So I had to go get a cast on my hand.
Yeah.
And I got a neon yellow cast. And a couple of weeks later, this guy, now he knows he can beat me up.
You already did it once.
No, he keeps coming. Now he's coming hard. And we're waiting outside in front of the school for the buses to show up. And he's behind me, and I can feel him back there. And you know that feeling when I'm trying to ignore him, and he shoves me with both hands. And I didn't fall down, but just out of instinct, I just took that cast, and I just swung backwards.
Back fist?
Whack! Caught him with a back fist and shattered his face with my cast. And that was the last time I got into and I had blood stains on that neon yellow cast for the rest of the time that I had it. Shattered his face.
Damn, man.
That was the last time I got in.
More interesting.
Yeah. But it starts with cheese in the ear.
Now I can
never shove cheese in a man's ear. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
Oh, man. If you come out of the bathroom with cheese in your ear.
It's going to get ugly.
Anyways. So, what else could I ask you, Brandon, that people would like to know? Conspiracy theories are a big thing in 10th Planet, and I find that you are really good at not getting involved in them.
Yes, that's correct.
It's hard to drag you into these conspiracy conversations. You're better than Joe Rogan at avoiding them. Joe Rogan gets caught up in them. Eddie pulls him right into it. Can I pull you?
We could try.
Last night we were talking about something. Reality. What is it? Where are we at? What are we doing? Why are we here? And you were like, man, I don't know, dude. Maybe we're interested in God's PlayStation.
Yeah, maybe that's true.
Maybe he's got a couple PlayStations going. Maybe God's got a whole game room.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. That's the thing. All I know is I know nothing. That seems to be the safest way to go for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. Like, to try to make sense out of all of this, I don't know. I don't understand how anybody could be so arrogant as to think they know what's going on.
All right, we'll jump off that then.
Go ahead. I want to hear it.
What do you think the deal is with Cody, No Love, and TJ Dillashaw? What's going to happen? How's that going to play out? What do you see happening? Now, I know you're going to be sitting next to Cody tomorrow night.
For the fight itself?
Yeah, but how is Dillashaw, Cody going down?
The fight itself or
how is this man
their
right here
relationship?
Going to hold up?
I heard his appearance, him and Uriah on Rogan.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of drama there. Did you hear that?
I listened to some of it.
Yeah, there's a lot of drama. But it seems like it's mostly between Uriah and TJ. And Cody has been there for all of it, you know.
But he's got to fight TJ.
Yeah, now he's got to try to kill this man.
Man, I casually asked
I think he's going to do it. I think Cody's going to beat him.
I think, my 2 cents, Dwayne, love you. TJ, you seem like a cool guy. I know Cody. Cody's hungry, even though he's a champ. And I watched that dude. I feel like he's going to win. I feel like Cody's going to win. Just my 2 cents.
You know, when he fought Dominic Cruz, when Cody fought Dominic Cruz, I was not as educated on Cody going into that fight as I needed to be. And so in my mind, I knew a lot about Dominic Cruz. I'd seen him fight many times. I had seen Cody fight a couple of times, but I didn't understand him. And so I was like, man, Dominic's going to smash this kid up. That's what I thought.
Yeah, right? Like, who's going to hit Dominic?
And I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was pretty amazing, especially the way he was taunting and like moving around him.
Got
He
some
he
footwork,
out
man.
Dominic.
Yeah.
It was really impressive.
I mean,
So
that's just the nature of life, man. The new Lions. There's the old Lions and the new Lions. There's the Randy Coutures, and then there's the next generation, man.
yeah. Like,
Sergio.
what
next
do you like
generation.
to watch in a fighter? Like when you watch MMA, what's the kind of guy that you like to watch? You like to watch the super exciting guy? Do you like to watch the specialist? Do you like to watch the old lion who can still mix it up with the kids? Like, what's your thing?
I mean, I like people who are willing to take risks to win. So I do not like watching an uber conservative fighter that's just trying to win or eke out a victory.
Mm-hmm.
I like watching people who try to put on a show. That's why I'm watching them. So, you know, I met Tyron Woodley a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Cool guy. Not my favorite fighter to watch. Like when he fought Maya, that was kind of a boring fight.
It was.
GSP seems like a cool guy. His fights towards the end, I didn't really enjoy him because it was just him jabbing people and just trying to win the fight. Uriah, back when he first started, he would just go out there and win. He didn't care. He just went out there and took the fight, man. And I think the fighters, when they're young and hungry and they're confident and they're gonna go out to win with a finish, that's my favorite fight to watch.
See, I like to watch those young kids get slapped around by an old
With
man.
young or old, yeah.
I like it. I like to watch a specialist. That's my favorite guys. Like a guy who's kind of goes, you know what? Like Damian Maia.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, man? I
He
suck
played
at striking.
that fight wrong, man. He played that fight way wrong.
Well,
That's
I just
my
don't
2
think he
cents.
had any choice.
You should have been kicking at.
Encouraging him to take you down.
He ran in for a shot with no setup. He just kept diving in for shots with no setup. He's not as
That's what he
fast
does.
as Tyron.
See, he did
Tyron's
the
a
same
faster
thing.
athlete.
He did the same thing to Jorge Masvidal, and I thought that Maia lost that fight to Masvidal, but they gave him the decision. But he ran into the
Maia
same
should have been,
problems. I don't think
push
anybody
kick, push
except Damian
kick.
Maia thought he could beat Tyron Woodley. I
Yeah.
think that's the only guy
He
that
just
thought
had
he
a
could
bad
win.
strategy, I feel like.
But that's the strategy that he was
Specialists
going
I
to do.
like, but I also kind of like to imagine, like, what if you had to kill a whole bunch of people? What if, like, you had to enter a building and murder and kill 10 people before you could leave the building, right?
Only hand to hand?
Only hand to hand.
Ooh, like
So-
game of death.
So when you see people go out and spar for a few rounds, it's not the same as I have to kill you now. That's
a great point.
I have a few minutes to get past you because I need to save someone on the other side of you. So the way people fight, when they fight to kill you now, is much more enjoyable than I'm going to fight 5 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like sparring, like say, okay, we're going to spar today and do our sparring. It teaches people to fight slow. Like it teaches you to go, all right, I'm going to figure out how to last 5 rounds because I know I got another round coming up. So I'm going to fight with the intent of fighting for 25 minutes. Now, if you're like, my kid's on the other side of that wall, and if I don't get there, they're gone, that you fight differently. You're going to go, I'm just going to kill you. So I feel like sparring teaches people to ride a bike for 5 minutes. And sometimes I feel like I wish people would just go, instead of sparring, let's just practice kill move. Kill.
Yeah, that's an interesting theory. So, you know, I don't know if you've met Matt Scaff at our gym.
No, the name.
He's my top guy. He's
Yeah.
killer brown belt. Very great mind for martial arts and for jiu-jitsu. And we've talked about this a lot about what is the true nature of jiu-jitsu. Because we say it's for self-defense, right?
It's bullshit.
Well, I think it is for
Why
self-defense.
do you have guard passing if it's for self-defense?
I hear you, right? But
If it's self-defense, don't try and pass a guard. If you're defending yourself, don't try and pass. Go away.
yeah, just leave. Yeah. But the thing that it's the mindset, right, that you're talking about of can we kill a man right now? Is that the best way to do self-defense? Maybe. To be able to kill him, to be able to take him out right now quickly and efficiently and move on to the next one or
Jason
to get
Bourne style.
away. Right. Like that.
Yeah, kill him with
That's
the
a
Bible.
great, killing a man with a newspaper, right? That's a great way because it's fast, it's efficient. It might cost you a lot of your physical resource as far as your cardio, your
Or
energy,
it might not.
or
Yeah.
it might not,
Yeah.
but it might. You know, especially if you go in at that style and it takes you 60 seconds to kill the guy.
Yeah, when
That could be bad.
McGregor beat Aldo.
Or is the best way to, because this is what the Gracies preach, to, like, think about Elio. I survive, and then when you make your mistake, then I take advantage. And that tends to be the way that I feel like the art has to be learned.
Makes sense, yeah.
But I don't know that that's the way that the art should be delivered when it becomes martial, right? So I think people get lost on martial arts are two separate things. They're two opposing things that are happening at the same time. Martial, the killing, the warfare, the violence, that's martial. But the art is only concerned with reaching into the depths and pulling the most value and meaning out of something, or expressing something that's inside of you through the particular medium. In this case, it's the martial. And so how do you reconcile those two things? It's a tough balance. And most of us are going to all of us are going to gravitate more towards one or the other. None of us are going to be perfectly aligned 50-50 martial and art, right? Or maybe there are a few exceptions, and those are the elites, you know. But, like, for me, I'm definitely lean heavily towards the art side. And I've had to, like, learn to cultivate the martial, like, in my own life.
I think, honestly, the way we teach leans heavily towards the art side.
It has to.
If you look at what
I think
we
if you want to
teach,
learn it, you have to.
the sport jiu-jitsu, the transitions that we teach, the moves that we do, those aren't necessarily the best things you're going to do for self-defense. You know what I mean? Samurai rolls to the truck. You're not going to fucking do that for self-defense.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful jiu-jitsu, and it's a lot of fun. So even if you never competed, you could focus on the martial art and have a great experience just doing that.
I agree with that.
And just the art part.
And as I get older and I shed some of my insecurities about my own training or my own skill set or my own value, I start to be able to see jiu-jitsu more and more as just a great thing to be involved in, regardless of whether I ever compete or I ever can even beat somebody. Regardless of those things, it's just a great thing to be around every day because of what it teaches me as a human, and what it does for my physical body, what it does for my mental health. You know, being able to also build a skill set at the same time to where I can defend myself when it's time.
For mastery.
Yes.
That opportunity to continually pursue something that you'll never fully master.
And it's a microcosm for life outside of jiu-jitsu. Like I think it's Rogan. I don't know if I'm going to quote him directly, but verbatim, but he says that jiu-jitsu is cool because you have immediate feedback. Like there's an immediate feedback. You have consequences right now for your errors.
I tried this, it failed. I tried this, it succeeded.
And so, you know, that's true from a technical perspective. Like I tried the darce this way, that did not work, my darce failed. Or I tried my darce this way, that worked, my darce succeeded. So that's true from a technical perspective, but it's also true from like a philosophical perspective as well. Like if I'm on the mat and I'm struggling with my patience in this particular setting, I can guarantee you that means I'm struggling with my patience off the mat. And so I can come in each night and find a place where I'm struggling, where I need to develop some more patience or some more perseverance, or I need to learn how to be a little tougher. And I can take those immediate feedbacks and lessons and put them into application in my marriage, put them in application as a father, as an employee, as a business owner, as a driver, whatever, a cook, whatever.
I can see myself sometimes like falling back on my old, just the things I'm good at.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm really good at these moves, so I stay doing those moves. And life's like that too. If you don't, you just do what you're good at. And guys like Gary Vee and things like that, some guys say, that's good. Just do a lot of what you're good at.
There's a tremendous amount of value in that.
But I sometimes think there's value in going, hey, let me try and work on some of these things I'm not good at yet. And then you find out, maybe I was good at those. I mean, I just didn't put enough time in before. And that carries out in life too, I think. Sometimes some moves don't work out for me in jiu-jitsu. Sometimes those moves don't work out for me in real life. Put some reps in, bam.
Yeah. And the more you stretch yourself, the more you begin to see that everything's made, especially in jiu-jitsu, which means it's true in life, that everything's made of the same couple of ingredients. Like once you begin to understand things principally, you can
blood, sweat, and years.
Yeah, kind of. It's consistency and discipline.
Mm-hmm.
If I can just if I can have the discipline to do the hard things every single day, that will always exceed the the results of the people who don't have consistency and discipline. Always will. Over the long haul. Maybe not immediately, just because in the short term, talent plays a huge role. But as things begin to stretch and go into the long term, that's where we find that
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's okay.
Something crazy happened with the
Oh, you broke it.
No, you did.
You broke it.
Now it's back, right? Is it back?
Yay.
Are we back?
I don't know.
Are we back? Or we're sideways?
It doesn't matter.
There's people out there that care, I guess.
Just let it slide, dude. It'll be all right.
I guess we'll stay like this.
Yeah, just hold it like that. Sorry, we're having a little technical difficulty on the camera.
We can ask some questions. Lauren Sears, Benita Moore. Lauren Sears, heart over talent. Hell yeah. They love that BMAC guy. We back?
Boom. Back in action. Yeah, I think you're going to have to do it that way. Bam. Now it's on.
I don't know how that happened. You guys, someday we'll be at super baller, rich, expensive studios. But right now, we're still working with iPhone 7s and Macintosh.
That's good, though.
And these cheap ass
These are
microphones.
not cheap mics, I'll tell you that. I need these stands like this for my podcast. Oh, yeah, my podcast, BMAC's Audio Adventure. It's on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker. You can get it there. Whatevs.
Dude, I can't believe the weird technical difficulties we'll have here. Slide in over here so we're a little closer together.
Come in
We got to
closer.
finish this out right with some FaceTime for these people.
Ooh,
All right,
coupons.
So
On it, coupons.
let's rip through this fight card real quick.
All right, boom. Here we go.
Kicking off the
Starts
fight,
off with
guys,
the youngins.
Sergio Gallardo versus Nathan Suarez. Now, these two guys, they're the future of jiu-jitsu, no doubt. Both are super successful in the game. Sergio is a two-time Kumite champ. Nathan's got tons of titles under his belt. And Nathan got Sergio last time they rolled. He got him in overtime. I think he got a faster escape.
Oh, this is a rematch?
This is a rematch.
How old are these guys?
These are 10 years
little.
old, and they're already having rematches, man.
I'm not
Two
trying
of the
to fight
top
either
guys
one
in
of
the
them
game.
dudes.
If Sergio was the size of either of us, he'd murder people. He already kills people anywhere within 40 pounds of him. I'm lucky enough that I can just push him off me right now. You know what I'm saying? But that won't last forever. Up next after Sergio is Brandon Gutierrez and Caleb Johnson.
I watched Gutierrez. I watched some of his matches in the lead-in.
Yeah, he's a stud, man. He's young, hungry. So is Caleb. Caleb's young, hungry, about to show him what's up, man. We want to see who's the best out of these two because the winner is getting Jacob Harris.
Oh.
Yeah, so the winner of Brandon Gutierrez.
How old are those guys?
versus Caleb Johnson. Caleb's a little bit older, but not that old. Brandon's like 18, 19, maybe 20. But still pretty young.
Jacob Harris is a monster.
Yeah, he would
He
be
came
on this
out here
fight.
last time, and he ran a guy through. He pulled quarter,
12-second
electric chair,
vaporizer.
all the way through the electric chair, stoner control vaporizer, and he did all of that. So what it took Eddie 20 minutes to get through with Euler, he did in like 13
12
seconds.
seconds.
12
yeah,
seconds.
man. It's savage, dude. Check that one out. The Jacob Harris vaporizer. Again, Brandon Gutierrez, Caleb Johnson. The winner gets Jacob Harris. And then we kick off the 125-pound tournament with Mikael Craig versus Bryant Herrera, or Oren Nova. It's his name, his nickname, I guess. That tournament features two 10th Planet guys, Mikael and Jacob. Jacob coming out of 10th Planet San Diego. Just saw him a little earlier.
He just rolled in just a little bit ago.
Yeah,
Great guy.
Perfect world. Those two guys are in the finals.
Are they in the final, or are they on the same side of the
They're on
bracket?
the opposite side of the bracket, so they can hit the finals together.
Oh, interesting. Well, they don't train together, even though they're 10th
No,
Planet
no.
guys, so it's all right.
Mikael is one of those dudes who studies Jeet Kune Do. He's a true martial artist.
I was watching him train earlier.
Yeah,
Nice little
man.
Darce choke.
he could definitely handle himself in some MMA. Cy Landry, Jeff Ulrich, and Estevan Martinez is going against Kenneth Alfaro. We'll see how that shakes out. It's going to be a fast, lightning quick, lots of action.
Alfaro's really good.
Yeah, man.
He's got to be one of the favorites to win the
And you got Brock Kennedy coming out of Jam's gym up Triton Fight Center up in Oklahoma. It's just nicely stacked card, man. I think Oren's out of Dark Side down in Houston.
You guys always have somebody from Dark Side over here.
Yeah.
Always.
265, big motherfuckers. Andrew Kimler coming in, fresh off his On It World Open win, smashed on everybody. He's huge. He's huge. Like
all
6'7".
of these guys are huge. Stephen Eakin just walked in just a second ago.
Damn.
I was like,
the American Dream.
Grown man. Yeah, I love his name too.
Dude, he's got
the
a great
American Dream.
As soon as I saw him, I go, this guy's fun. He's happy. Steve Eakin's going against Austin Avera. And I don't personally know Austin, but I'm excited to see that fight. Jimmy Lugo, I know. Cool dude. He's going against Corbin Chris. Corbin and Jimmy, Masters champion, and Corbin's a teen champion.
Listen, the name Corbin Crisp makes me super excited. Kind of sounds like Cookie Crisp a little bit.
Sounds like it's edible. And then we have Adam was going to go off against Angeles McFarland. McFarland had to pull out last minute, and he's been replaced with Eddie Wintern. So Adam Sanchoff versus Eddie Wintern.
Adam is a destroyer. He's my favorite to win that bracket coming in.
Absolutely.
I know I'm not supposed to say stuff like that, but he's my favorite not because he is my favorite, even though he is.
Yeah.
But because, he's out of these
Everyone
guys,
knows
he's got the most
redheads
experience on the big stage. He's won a match at EBI. He went out there and went with Tonin, right, at EBI. Mm-hmm. So he's been on a bigger stage, and he's a black belt. He's an ADCC trials champion. He fought at ADCC. Mm-hmm. He went against Adolfo Vieira at ADCC, right? So he knows what it's like to get out there with some real big dogs. And he has a guard game, and he has a heavy pressure game.
Crazy guard game.
Heavy pressure.
About a 240-pound man with a rubber guard.
Yes, incredible rubber guard. And then, by the way,
well, Steven's not small either, man. Dude,
he big.
Then we move on to some women's fights. And Ketra Bartek, you spell that either way, says the same thing. Ketra Bartek. It's what it was called?
Wait,
Anagrams?
What? No way.
Yeah, Ketra Bartek, her name back and forth.
Is that intentional? Or
her parents are obviously very cool, or they're really weird, or they had no idea, but I'm pretty sure they knew what's up.
I hope they didn't, and it just turned out to be
because Ketra's a real common name, just like Bartek.
I don't know either one of those names. I feel like you might have been being sarcastic right there.
Andressa Sintra. Now, Andressa is one of the top brown belts at her weight division right now, coming out of, I think they're at Gracie Baja.
How old are these ladies?
Young, early 20s. Andressa and Lucas are a couple. So she trains with Lucas Valente.
Oh, shoot.
Andressa. I'm saying that maybe wrong or right, but.
I'm going to go with Andressa.
Andressa.
She's Brazilian?
I believe so. And Ketra's out of Gracie Humaich. Humaicha. And Ketra's had some success lately. She recently won IBJJF something, did well. She's done well at the On It tournaments, and she's a veteran of the On It Invitational. So we're excited to see Ketra and Andressa. And then we have some women's teen phenoms, man. Sarah Phillips is coming out of
Mississippi.
Your area.
Yeah, I've rolled with her and her dad, both jiu-jitsu practitioners. She's very good.
She seemed chill. Her dad seemed chill. I'm excited to have
them
out here.
Very cool people.
I know they're pumped for the opportunity.
Her dad's a G too, man. Her dad's a strong competitor.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice. She's facing On Invitational, like
super veteran
Cora Sek. She's got 3 wins and a loss at On Invitational.
EBI
2 or 3 super fight or fight of the nights, and she's one of my favorite people in the world. Absolutely love Cora, and we are huge fans of Cora. Love having her on the card. She's no doubt going to bring some fireworks. Sarah Phillips and her will probably be one of the fastest, most exciting matches on the card.
That's a tough matchup for Sarah. Cora is very tough, but Sarah is no joke, though. Mm-hmm. Especially at that weight class
hard
age
for
range.
This match.
Yeah,
she definitely wants to do well against Cora. So then we skip ahead. We finish out the second rounds of the brackets, and we move it on those final 2 super fights. We talked about them already. Vince Barbosa, Lucas Valente, Jordan Holy versus Chance Broad. and then we'll wrap up the finals of the 125-pound tournament and then the 265-pound tournament. And I'm predicting a 10th planet sweep.
Are you predicting a 10th planet sweep because you want one from the depths of your heart, or do you feel like try to take your emotions out? Is that still true?
Yeah, I think the challenge will be Adam taking out Kimmler. They're on the same side of the card. I think that'll be a really good match. Kimmler's young and experienced and big, but I think Adam's got the pedigree and veteran on him.
He's
just a little
Adam's
bit more.
starting to get into the veteran range now.
Yeah. And then I think Jacob Brock could be an interesting match out the gate, but I think Jacob takes that and ends up going against Alfaro
in the final. That's what I got.
Alfaro
Jacob Lee, Alfaro
side.
in the final.
I think on the other sides of the same side of the card, though. Kenneth and Jacob on the same side.
Here and here.
So it's winner match 3 versus
I
winner
see.
match
You got
4.
it. You got it.
Winner match 5 versus winner match 6.
Do you guys seed the tournament? Like
So
you may not release.
I get a
the
lot of
seeds,
questions
but
about that. A lot of people want to get in. I always defer to Eddie for placements. So the guys that I put in, usually it's referred to me by Eddie, and then I stack it separately. So we don't put 10 planet guys. I'm obviously biased. Obviously the show is biased, but we try to give everyone opportunity.
You try to do your best to not be biased, but it is. You can't help it. You're human.
Next match.
And if you're aware,
I'm
going
to
to
get the winner of Sarah Phillips versus Cora Sek main event. No. If I was biased, I'd be putting myself on the card. All 10 planet people.
That's a good idea. Can we
Dude,
structure the card next time?
Vic. Master Vic used to do this. I don't know if it's true or not, but I feel like it's true. He used to put on his own MMA fights.
Yes, that is true.
Commentate, ref, and then was the final event himself, main event himself.
I've heard that that's true.
Master Vic, what a stud.
That's a pretty busy fella. I have a tough time competing and coaching on the same day.
Tell me about it, man. But the whole time, Brandon will be there to commentate. Cody will be there to commentate. Joey Fody will be there to commentate.
I was about to say, we can't forget my little man, Joey Fody from the Jiu-Jitsu podcast.
Dude, what a cool motherfucker that guy is.
Love that guy.
I met him at HQ like 5 years ago. Way back.
He's
Probably
a great
where I first
dude.
met you, huh? HQ. I remember hanging out with you in San Francisco, Gracie Worlds, like 2010 or 11 or something.
2000, a long time ago.
Yeah, way back.
So I remember I first met you on my first trip to HQ. You probably don't remember me because I was like a lowly little, wormy little blue belt back then.
I was probably a white belt.
No, I think we were
Both
pretty
blue
much the
belts?
same ranks all the way up. So we got our black belts around the same time too, right?
Yeah.
I think we've pretty much been neck and neck most of the way up. But yeah, I came out and it was upstairs. The first time I went, it was when it was upstairs and the stripper pole was downstairs. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I went up there.
How could I forget?
And there you were in all your magnificent glory.
I talk about this every now and then. If you want to be successful and you're a guy, jiu-jitsu's one route, but there's a lot of dudes trying to be good in jiu-jitsu, and there's competition here. Pole dancing, there's not as many dudes trying to be great in pole dancing. So if you're like, man, I'm pretty athletic, I could, do a lot of stuff, no one's trying to choke you out in pole dancing. No one's trying to break your arms in pole dancing. And I think that if you're athletic and you want to create some kind of fame and get some money, that jiu-jitsu probably would be my second choice to pole dancing. If I could do it all over again.
You would be a pole dancer.
I look at some of the guys doing pole dancing seminars, and it's like there's no competition. They show up to teach a seminar for pole dancing, and there's 50.
I didn't even know that was a
50
thing.
pole dancers there to learn from them, and none of them are dudes.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm trying to say? You're
trying to stack the odds in your favor. A little bit
if
here.
you could be a huge star in pole dancing, don't do jiu-jitsu, man. Go to Be Spun. Put on some tights. You know what I'm saying?
And go do
Climb
your
that
thing.
pole. Yeah, let Gordon Ryan and Gary Tone.
Let them have their sausage
Let them
fest.
fight and do their things. Yeah, they'll do seminars, and 150 guys will show up. 20 girls will show up.
That would be a huge amount of ladies to show up to a seminar.
Yeah, 20
If
be
20
huge.
showed up.
But you become a pole dancing sensation. You know what I'm saying? You hold a seminar. No guys will show
I see
up.
where you're going.
Yeah.
I didn't know
I
about
mean, I could
this.
go on about this a lot.
That's funny
But-
that this is something that's come up for you on multiple occasions.
Well, a lot of people come to the school. They're young. They're new. They're like, man, I want to become a professional fighter. I want to go to the UFC. I want to.
And your first move is to go, no,
No, sir.
you want to be a pole dancer.
You're messing up, man. You're messing up.
Like you're like, look at me.
Learn from my
look
mistakes.
at me.
I can't.
You
straighten
want
my arm.
this?
My neck is jacked. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want this.
I've been there. You don't want none of this. What was that movie? Oh, never mind. I can't remember the name of it.
So, well, how we want to close this out? You got some nice thighs, Brandon.
I do. You know, I've been a fan of the shorty shorts here lately.
I can't do those.
Like, you got to stretch them bad boys out. Get you a piece of that right there, Kurt. Right there.
You guys back home can't see what's going on, but
That's,
striations on top of striations.
Look at these calves right here. Bam. It's
Front
not
quad
calves.
flex.
Those are bulls now. They ain't calves no more.
Grown ass. That's ham
That's
hocks.
bulls, son.
That's Thanksgiving on your
Here's-
leg.
That's where we usually have our family Thanksgiving. Just right there on my calf.
Things coming up, guys. Obviously, this weekend. You better tune in. Put a lot of work into this. Brandon put a lot of work into this. We need your support. Come watch the On Invitational. Come get an On Invitational rash guard. Come get your limited edition T-shirt. And
Come shake my hand.
shake your hand, get an autograph from Cody, and then get prepared to come back in December 2nd on Invitational 6 featuring the women, and then EBI 14, the absolutes. Going to have a lot of money here. A lot of studs will be
That's
out
going
here.
to be pretty exciting.
It's
I
gonna be a crazy
my
weekend.
boy Daniel O'Brien's coming out for that
Mr.
one.
Daniel O'Brien is going to fucking lay on the competition and just ease his way into that victory. I think he's just going to slide in slow.
I'm
on the
taking him to
DMs.
win it right
slow
now.
slide into the DMs.
I'm calling him to win the whole thing right now.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing he's a fucking beast, man.
Can I plug my website?
You can plug everything you want, man. Brandon McCaghren.
BrandonMC.ninja.
That's what's up, man.
www.brandonmc.ninja. All of my classes that I teach at home, my seminars, it's $5 a month. All those 1-minute jiu-jitsu hacks that I do on Facebook and whatnot, compile them all there for $5 a month. You can get signed up for that, and then you don't have to, you can just cancel it whenever you want if you don't like it. If you don't like it for $5 a month, I'm messing up somehow. Yeah. And then follow me on Facebook and on Instagram. It's BrandonMC.ninja. Then I'm on Snapchat, BrandonMC10P.
And he's available for seminars, workshops. Invite him. Hit him up. Say, hey, man.
And I love doing them.
Please come to where I'm at in Idaho, Ohio, Canada. Where else are you guys at? Mexico, wherever.
Just got back from Europe
Anywhere you won't go.
I was in Ireland
Anywhere you won't go.
teaching. Then I was in England teaching. I'm trying to go to Japan. I want to go everywhere.
Japan.
I want to see the world through jiu-jitsu. That would be so cool.
And
been
then
a crazy
listen to
life.
his podcast,
BMAC's Audio Adventure.
BMAC Audio Adventure. A lot of screaming, a lot of yelling, but it's an adventure. There's some laughs,
Not that much screaming
a
and
little bit of
yelling.
blood, a little bit of feces.
There's a lot of those things. Yeah. But nobody ever
Not
screams.
that
It's pretty
says that.
commonplace.
Little blood, little feces.
A little regret.
Oh, man. Any predictions for this weekend? A lot of fun. If you're not here, you're missing out. Jordan Leach, where are you? Ryan Giles, we're at you. Who else do I shout out to?
I'm going to shout out my wife.
Oh, you already talked about how beautiful your wife is.
She's hot.
Such a lucky girl.
I love her.
Lucky guy. All right, 10 Planet listeners, this is 10PATX Radio. We're signing off. This has been episode number 1.
Yeah, number 1. I love
I
y'all.
love you too,
I
Brandon
love you,
McCaghren.
Curtis. You're my fave. For tonight is just your night. We're gonna celebrate. All through the night, pour the wine. Light the fire. Girl, your wish is my command. Spinning around and around. I missed the words all that.